Apple TV Plus is bringing us another long-form crime thriller, this one from England, and a second season is already in the works for this. Let's talk about Criminal Record. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the Apple TV Plus series Criminal Record. This is streaming all of season 1 right now, 8 episodes in total, and season 2 has already been announced, so they'll be getting to work on that. This features Peter Capaldi from Doctor Who and Cush Jumbo from The Good Wife and subsequently The Good Fight. So let's talk about this show here in just a second. First, though, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and just about every day, something new goes up. So there's always a lot to check out here. So please consider subscribing, click that like button, and comment below. All that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. And check out the playlist on the homepage as well. That'll streamline your experience a little bit more if you're just looking for TV stuff or just looking for movie stuff or some of my specialty things. All right, so this is featuring, like I said, Peter Capaldi, Doctor Who, and Cush Jumbo. Boy, oh boy, I didn't even know that this was Cush Jumbo until the end of the first episode. I didn't realize. I've only seen her on The Good Wife and The Good Fight. She plays Luca Quinn on those shows, and she is an American on the show. I had no idea that she was British at all. So she's got, a bit of a different look here, certainly a different hairstyle, and speaking, with a British accent. I had no clue. And then, I don't know if it was at the end of the first episode or at the beginning of the second episode when I saw in the credits Cush Jumbo, I was like, oh my God, is that who I've been watching? So she really, has transformed into this role for me personally. If you have not seen her in The Good Wife or The Good Fight, it probably will make no difference to you. But boy, oh boy, I had no clue that she was British at all. And then Peter Capaldi, look, he's always compelling. I am not a Doctor Who watcher, but I've seen him in other things, some movies and TV spots here and there, and he's always great. And the two of them together have a really, really great chemistry on the screen. So the basic premise here is that these are two detectives. One, played by Peter Capaldi, is a seasoned veteran, and the other one, Cush Jumbo, early on in her career. And they end up digging up an old murder case after an anonymous phone call draws them to look at it. And the two have sort of different styles of how they want to approach it. And so this is, I wasn't sure if the long-form mystery would work for this, because it seemed like this could be one of those shows where it's a little more focused on the people on the case as opposed to here's what the case is. Like, yeah, the mystery element is definitely a part of this, but I don't know. Maybe I've been watching a lot of old Rockford Filed episodes, which I definitely have, where, it's one case per episode. Sometimes there's a two-parter. And I thought maybe the case originally was not meaty enough to give us a whole season's worth. And I think in the end, I was sort of vaguely right on that. 8 episodes is too much for this. I do think 5 or 6 episodes would have been a little bit better utilized with the time. I don't know why there's and I always talk about this, so, this is a broken record at this point, but streamers really, really want to get, I guess, the most number of minutes watched and all of this stuff, so they end up doing these, 8-episode, 10-episode seasons, when a lot of times the story does not necessarily dictate that. 5 or 6 would be just fine, and so they end up, padding out things and doing maybe some red herrings or maybe throwing some things in there that don't have anything to do with the case, and we see this time and again. And here is another example of that. But I will tell you why this one is a bit elevated from maybe some of those other shows, and that is because, well, first of all, the acting here is, really, really fierce by these two leads, like I've mentioned. But this show wants to focus a little bit more on, like I said, the characters themselves. And yes, the mystery is going on, and yes, it's also compelling, but there's a lot about, systemic racism here, and, racism within the police system and all of that. And I think it's handled pretty well here. Nothing is quite so black and white. There's definitely shades of gray here in both the characters and the themes presented, and I like that. I'm going to bring up another show that I'm currently watching. I'm a few seasons behind, but I'm watching The Rookie with Nathan Fillion. It's a great show. Really enjoy it. But the season I'm watching is right after the pandemic, right after Black Lives Matter and George Floyd and all of that, and I feel like their plot devices with those kind of themes is really heavy-handed. And again, I like the show, but sometimes it seems like, okay, we get it, but you're really trying to shoehorn it in, and maybe that's because it's like season 4 or something of the show, so we've already gotten to know these characters and kind of know the themes, and maybe it comes out of nowhere. That could be it. Here, though, I guess maybe because we don't know the characters yet, it all seems very, very authentic and very, very genuine. And I guess at the time there were a lot of shows, certainly in the U.S., dealing with the aftermath of George Floyd and all of that in their shows and wanting to, especially a cop show like The Rookie. Whereas I don't think I've seen that many British shows talking about sort of that systemic racism, and so maybe that is part of it being a little more refreshing as well. So look, overall, I think this is a good show, certainly not a great one. But if we get a season 2 with the same characters and everything, I don't know if we're gonna have the exact same agency here, or if we're gonna shift and maybe keep one of the detectives. I like Capaldi and Jumbo as a combo, though. I really, if the show is going to continue with these subsequent seasons, I would love to see both of them continue in their roles, because I really think they have a great on-screen chemistry. Two really class actors. If you've never seen The Good Wife and The Good Fight, maybe it seemed a little too dramatic or whatever, or ripped from the headlines or what have you. That's fine, but some of the acting on those shows, I mean, Christine Baranski, Delroy Lindo, Coach Jumbo was a name I hadn't heard before watching the show, and she's just fantastic, and she's great here as well. So I leave Criminal Record with a B, and you can check this out now. Season 1 streaming, all 8 episodes on Apple TV Plus, and we'll look forward, I guess, to season 2 at some point as well. All right, thanks for watching Dan Reviews It. I'll see you next time. Bye.